what a way to really bring the off season to a close than with a Black Ops 2 throwback tournament. I know that we covered it yesterday. We've been covering a couple of teams that were in there, but I wanted to get to the championship map. They played Raid Hardpoint, which to me is one of the greatest maps and modes of all time and might honestly be #1 on my list. So since some of you guys might be new to the CDL, I figured we would go back, we would explain it, we would watch it, because this is just how competitive Call of Duty is supposed to be played, at least traditionally, right? So we're going to go ahead. We are going to hop over here. And as we tune in, we kind of have this set up here where we can see both the mini-map. We can see the scores in the top right. We can see the overall score. And we can actually watch the map here. So what you're seeing right here, let me go ahead and let me turn off my face cam. You guys don't need to see me, right? So right now, we are inside of the second hardpoint, and it's about to rotate to P3, which is in garage. So if we take a moment just to go on this mini map here so you guys see exactly what's happening. P1 is right here. P2 is over here in this kitchen area. P3 is in garage. So we're about to rotate. So even though Ake's team has like a 70-point lead, they are not on rotation. This is where the next hard point is going to be. And you can see that Parasite, or Haggie's team, is already set up. P4 will then come back over here to basketball court, and P5 will be right in the middle of the map. Also, we didn't talk about this, but this is the finals matchup, and there was a little bit of, I don't know, there was some drama in this one. So you had the Black Ops 2 complexity team of Aches, Karma, Crim, and TP. Those were the four that were just part of that dynasty during that day and age. Then on the other team, you had Kismet, you had Aiden, you had Ritual, but you also had Parasite. And back in 2013, when this game was out, that was when Parasite was really pretty toxic. So there was some drama, there was some trash talk back and forth, but let's go ahead, let's get back into the game here. So we're about ready to go from P2 to P3. P3 just popped. You can see that Crimsix over here is the one that's furthest ahead on his team. There really is only two ways to get inside of this garage hardpoint. You either come through this right door, which looks like he should have got that kill, but he didn't. You could run down mid-map right here, or you can hit the left-hand side. This is that classic 3-lane map that you see in Call of Duty, right? You can run down the middle, you can hit the left-hand side by the pool, you can hit the right-hand side by the statue, and then there's a way to get between all three of those lanes right in the middle. But with 27 seconds left, you can see that the race is already on, right? If we take a peek and we pause this, you can see Kismet, and I don't know who the other player is, that blue arrow right there, but that's the race to who's going to end up winning spawns as it rotates over to P4. It's Crim. Crim ends up going down. So it appears, at least as of right now, Kismet has won rotations, but he's kind of out there on an island by himself, right? He'll have to pick up a couple kills in order to really secure these. We'll see what happens. Looks like there's about to be another gun battle there. He's able to get the kill on TP. There's one more there. But you can see, now this is important because I just want to make sure that we're pointing this out. Kismet has just gotten a couple kills right here. And as he gets these kills, the enemy team isn't really necessarily spawning right up here. They're spawning all the way out over here. And it's just something that's a little bit different from these older games to what we watched recently. If, for example, this was Modern Warfare, this blue team would be spawning up here, the orange team would be spawning up here, and both of these teams would just be fighting for the hard point, right? That's not necessarily what we have going on here, just because the game was different. It really did matter if you were able to be that team that won rotations, and that's what you're seeing right here out of that orange squad. Although, it looks like they're about to get pinched. Looks like Kismet just spawned out. Ritual just spawned out over there. So right now, there is 40 seconds left inside this current hardpoint, and you're going to see that this is going to rotate again back to the other side of the map. Actually, it's going to go right in the middle to that courtyard area. And most of these maps back in Black Ops 2 had 4 different locations, right? There was basically 1 on one side, 2, 3, and 4. There was only 4 in like Standoff that we've covered a little bit earlier. And Slums also only had 4 spots. This one has 5, so it's a little bit different from the others in this game, but the thing that really stands out to me is that inside of both P5 and P1, so P5 is right here in the middle of this courtyard. The different thing about P5 and P1 is that you can actually gain time from these. So you can see right here that Parasite's team has control of this courtyard area. If they just get those 2 choke points right in mid stairs and on the right hand side by statue, they're going to be able to get the most of this time. And that's what you're seeing right here, right? I mean, this is now, there's 35 seconds left inside this P5 hardpoint. And think about how long Ritual has just been sitting inside that hardpoint. So that's something that's a little bit different from what we've been watching in Modern Warfare. What we saw throughout the first inaugural season of the CDL is that basically all of those P1 hardpoints were right in the middle of the map, and it was pretty tough to get any time in those. Now as we're rotating from P5 to P1 here, so we just went from courtyard where it was middle of the map, a little bit easier to get time. You're going to see that same thing as it goes back to P1, second set of rotations. Parasite is set up over there. But again, if you can just get a couple kills and get the enemy team pushed back, then it's a little bit easier to stack together some points. Looks like this is what's going to happen with that old complexity roster instead. But I'll tell you what, Miles and Momo are actually casting this match in this event. Let's go ahead, let's listen in. I'll pop back in with you when we see things that are really important in terms of who's going to end up winning this one.
I have rattled off like 4 back-to-back, but there's a game. It's a 5-point game. It is pretty sick, I will say.
It's a good game. Well, it's a good game, right? It's a good game. Aiden's trying to pull something out of nowhere there, but Kismet backing him up at the top. This window position, I mean, overlooking all the good.
Remember, P2 is coming back to this side of the map over here. So it looks like Parasite's team has a lead as it's going to exit P1, and they also have spawns for P2 as it's rotating out.
I'm so sorry it came out. I couldn't stop it any longer. Kismet finds 2 there on the push. Crim's going to put in the bed. It was only little, though. Not really offensive. You probably just let it slip. If I hadn't brought it to your attention, you may have not noticed. Kismet now trying to hold the line. As Mr. Schwager himself. Oh, no. Hellstorm. No coverage. No coverage! Sorry. Explosions went down, but the kills were happening otherwise. TP takes more than Hellstorm to kill that man, apparently. He's still good. TP's still going on a 3 spree.
Bro, that was just a wild series.
And that's the other thing that I want to talk about real quick. This complexity team realized that this game is getting away from them a little bit, right? They were down by 20, 30, 35 points with still 30 seconds left inside this P2 hardpoint, and they didn't have rotations. So because of the fact that kill streaks were somewhat decent and viable in Black Ops 2, you saw them invest those kill streaks right there, trying to get kills off of rotation so that they could get inside of P2 and get that time inside of P2. Now, they weren't necessarily all that successful at doing that, but they do have rotations here to start in P3, even though they were losing those gun battles. Right there, both of those players from Parasite's team go down. So perhaps we have a little bit of a comeback here mounting for this complexity roster. Let's listen in.
One down, keeping it together, not letting this get out of hand. Karma he is so twisted, man. He is turned. That head is on a swivel. That DPI is way up there. Ritual's head clean taken off his shoulders. This has been a great hold from Team TP Chance.
It really has, especially the way they introed that. TP got naded by Aiden. There might have been a moment, but the spawns were close enough that they were able to get that quick little wrap back, and they turned that into a full 60. So talking about the largest lead we had seen the entire game immediately get snuffed out. And looking over towards this rotation, what, Kismet, he's roaming around pitching inside money. Aiden, he's got the angles as well. Knows he just needs to stay alive, because if complexity...
And there you have it. I mean, that complexity roster, they really did need that entire 60 inside of P3. Now, we'll see if they're going to be able to get this flip. They are pushing out the back there, so they do have those back spawns. If they're able to get a couple kills, let's see where that person comes up. Crimsix did get that right side spawn, so Blue has overtaken that back spawn. This is a perfect opportunity for them to start and mount a comeback here. Also, the other thing that's different about hardpoint back in Black Ops 2, look at the time in the middle of your screen. Those hardpoints are occupied and the countdown timer is still ticking. So in current games, if you get in the hardpoint, that clock stops while you're inside the hardpoint. So if you are these teams, you're realizing that you can't just get in with 1 second left and hopefully build a bunch of time up. That's not how it works. The clock will continue to run. So right now, there are only 50 seconds left. We'll see if they're able to make a comeback in terms of Parasite's team.
Oh, he's two kitchen, yeah. Two kitchen, two.
got one,
I have water. There's two kitchen.
Yep.
I have water. There's two kitchen.
I'm with Zig with you.
On
I got your Zig. I got your Zig.
Could flank pillars.
Nothing water. They can go pillars. Kitchen dead.
Throwing an EMP in there. Ring. Dead.
Nice. We have to hold this time. all this time.
So right now, if you're Haggie's team, you're down by 13. There's 20 seconds left. All you have to do is just hold on. I mean, you have enough time to win, but if you get slayed out, if they get one mounted against you, then that's time, and it looks like that's about ready to happen, right? There it is. So right now, with 8 seconds left, there's not enough time for Haggie's team to come back. So this game 4 ended up going to the old complexity roster. Maybe I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint, but they do actually end up losing. So Haggie's team ends up going on to win this, which is where all of the trash talk came into play. So you can go see it on Twitter. Go look at Crimsix, or there's clips from Crimsix's stream. If you go look at any of those clips from their Twitters or from their streams, you'll be able to see all the trash talk. I don't want to put it on here, but I'm sure you guys can go over there and find it. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're now only about a week or so from really ramping up in terms of scrims inside of Black Ops Cold War. That's what my channel is known for. We're only a week away. So if you want to see this sort of action every single day, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like. Always helps out the channel. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.